everyone, this is Randy Pertler back again. We just did a property tour and we have some people here still at the property tour. And today what I'd like to do is a little quick training on wholesaling. It's been my experience, especially flipping properties, that most people out there wholesaling properties are doing it illegally and in most cases probably unethically as well. So what I want to do is just a very quick video on how to safeguard against that. And we're here in the state of Illinois, so they're very strict on this in terms of the laws and protecting the brokers that have broker's license. So big picture is this, is that if you do not own a property, if you do not have equitable interest in the property, you cannot put a buyer and seller together. In other words, if I see a property out there and I'm like, oh, that's a really big deal. Let me find somebody to buy that property, and hey, we've got a property over here. And I can get it to you for $100,000. It's a great deal. And I try to facilitate that transaction without a broker's license. I have just committed an illegal act. And in the state of Illinois, you can be fined up to $25,000 per incident. Okay? So think about that. If someone turns me in by trying to do that, $25,000 fine. Now, here's the deal. I probably have 4 or 5 people bringing me properties every week illegally. So at any time, if I'm in a bad mood, I can just call and turn this person in. So how are they doing it illegally? They don't have an equitable interest. What does it mean to have an equitable interest in a property? Well, what that means is that you're the owner, or you have a right to the ownership of the property. So what you need to do is you need to get it under contract. So if I wanted to wholesale this property, what I need to do is get it under contract. So I have to sign a contract with the owner that I'm going to buy it under these terms for this price. Now, once I have it under contract, I now can quote wholesale. That's the term they're using. Wholesaling the property. And think of it this way. I'm not wholesaling the property because technically I can't even really advertise the property, but I can advertise selling the contract to the property. I don't own the property yet, but my interest really is in that contract. So I can sell that interest in the contract. So let's say I got this under contract for $100,000, and I think it's worth more, and I can go out there and get somebody that's willing to buy it for $120,000, right? Then I make the spread, the difference between what my buyer is willing to buy, the end buyer, and what the seller was willing to sell for. Now, it's the legal part of it, and then also the ethical part. You know, I don't encourage people to be greedy. I want them to be a more reasonable amount of money that they're going to make on each deal so that both the buyer and seller are happy and that you can do more deals with them. So if somebody has a flipper, someone brings me a wholesale deal and I find out either in the beginning or in the end that maybe they're making $30,000 on it, and if I do everything right in my flip, I'm only making $30,000, I'm going to be a little bit resentful, right? So it's like, wow, maybe I overpaid for that property and I can't believe they're just expecting to get paid $30,000 with no risk or anything. I'm taking all the risk. It might take me a year to do this, and they expect to make as much as I do. You know, I'm going to look at the next ones that bring with me very cautiously, and I'm not going to have a real great relationship probably with that person. So a reasonable fee, you know, would be, if you think about what does a broker charge? 5%. So if you're around 5%, I don't think there'd ever be any pushback with that. Certainly for me, it probably could be a little bit higher if you find a good deal. So that's one part of it, is getting it under contract. But the other piece of this, and I've seen many, many contracts, wholesale deals fall apart at the end. And the reason it falls apart is this, is they've never had a conversation with the person that's selling their house that you may assign the contract. And I've had this from both sides of this. So let's say I got it under contract. What's your name? Monica. So I get it under contract with Monica, and then I go to Tom, and I'm going to wholesale it to Tom. If Monica and if I've never talked to her about the possibility of wholesaling it, and all of a sudden I say, hey Monica, I want to bring somebody over to take a look at the house. He's going to maybe buy it from me. I'm going to sign a contract. And they're like, what? What? What are you talking about? I thought you were buying my house. You're not buying my house? I thought you were buying my house. All right? I've seen deals fall apart for that very same reason. So when I say ethical, what I'm talking about doing, even though in the state of Illinois, check your own state that you're in the state of Illinois, I've talked to a few attorneys that have said the same thing, that real estate contract is assignable unless stated otherwise. So that's kind of the default. I've had attorneys kind of go on both sides of that argument. But I make it very obvious in my contracts. In my contracts, I have language something like this. The buyer at the sole discretion of the buyer, has the right to assign all rights and responsibilities of this contract anytime within 7 days of the close, up until 7 days of closing. Very explicitly on the contract. Then when I'm talking to Monica, when we're negotiating a price or whatever, I say, listen, I really love this house. I really want to buy the house, and I'm willing to get this, give you a contract price of $100,000, but I want you to know this right up front. If I can't buy it for any reason at all, if it's not going to work for me, if the finances doesn't look good, I want the right, and it's written in the contract, to assign it to somebody else. Same price for you, it's not going to make any difference, but the money might not be coming from me. I might actually assign this contract to somebody else because I want to help you out and get this thing sold at that price that we agreed to. So either I'll buy it or I'll assign it to somebody else. You know what? Some buyers might say, oh, I don't know about that, I don't know if I can do it. Fine, it's better to walk away now and not waste any more time than to get all the way to the end and say, man, I don't know, this sounds shaky. Now, legally, I can sue you for performance of that contract, but who wants to do that? That's not helping anybody. I see wholesaling, like I do the rest of my real estate business, as helping people solve problems. You can't sell your house right now, maybe to a conventional broker, because maybe you don't have a spread. We've agreed on a deal, you need to sell it fast, we can get this done fast. I'm either your cash buyer, or maybe I'll sell it to another cash buyer. We'll try to get this done. But in order to do that, I need to get it under contract at an agreeable price. So I want to cause, any conflicts that might happen, I want to address those at the beginning. They're going to respect you for it, and there'll be no surprises. Now when I call and say, hey, I've got Tom that wants to see your property. He's somebody that's interested in getting this contract to sign. Remember I told you you want to close in 30 days, me or somebody else? I've got somebody else that might want to close on it in case I can't do it. That's a much better feel for you. It's like, oh yeah, great, you told me about that. And maybe it makes you feel better that, oh, now I got two buyers. Randy doesn't buy it, and Tom's going to buy it. Now I got double the chance of actually selling it and getting this deal to go through, right? Totally different, the way that that's all positioned, okay? There's a lot of things about wholesaling, and I'm not going to go all through it. We offer, 8-hour courses on wholesaling, but those are really the basics that I want you to think about. And what some people out there quote wholesaling, they don't understand. They don't understand that they're doing it legally, and probably that they're upsetting people, the sellers of the property, and they're getting deals to fall apart at the end, and they don't have to. If you're upfront, honest, and ethical. So anyway, that's a short little training for today. Thanks for joining us for it. I'll see you back on YouTube with another training shortly.